So. Ja. Musste kurz hier noch was zurechtdrücken. Da sind wir dabei. Wir sitzen offensichtlich auf einer Fähre. Zum Glück werde ich hier nicht seekrank. Ha. So. Ich glaube, ich kann hier das Buch öffnen. Ah, ich kann das Buch öffnen.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Beginnen wir am besten von Anfang an mit dem Haus. Oh nein. Oh nein.
Someone had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it. My brother Milton disappeared when I was 4. It was like the house just swallowed him up.
Muss ich mal gerade gucken. Steuerung. Kamerasteuerung umgekehrt. Das klingt doch super. Ah, fühlt sich gleich viel normaler an. Ja, ich weiß, der ewige Kampf zwischen umgekehrter und nicht umgekehrter Kamerablickrichtung, aber ich mag das lieber so. So, dann gehen wir mal. Können wir rennen? Ich kann ranzoomen. Okay. Das da ist aber ein lustiges
I
Haus.
lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Hahaha, sagst du so.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
7 Jahre alte Dinger. Aber süß. Ein kleiner Briefkasten, der aussieht wie das große Haus. Oh, seht nur. Diese Pflanzen.
I hadn't
Herz.
been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Der andere Bruder ist auch tot. Meine Güte, ist das traurig. Ah ja. Ist das Video überwacht? Ja, ich bin, naja, ne? Ich bin ein Gewohnheitstier.
Didn't tell me what it unlocked.
Ah, die Mutter ist auch tot.
Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
The Finches. Gehe ich jetzt hier runter oder gehe ich da lang? Geh mal nach hier unten und gucke, ob hier was ist. Ja, gar nicht mal so hell hier. Ich habe keine Flashlight.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Jetzt kommt man da wirklich schon zum Haus. Gehe ich nochmal nach da vorne und gehe nochmal oben lang. Aber gut, vielleicht kommt man da auch zum Haus. Vielleicht sind es einfach nur 2 Wege, die beide zum Haus führen.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Wie soll hier auch einer langfahren? Soll das hier eine Art Straße sein? Oh, ein Hirsch. Kann ich hier auch lang gehen? Natürlich kann da nur ein Hirsch lang gehen. Okay, es ist auch nur ein anderer Weg zum Haus. Hm.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Ja, das sieht ja eigentlich nicht nach einem Haus aus, was bestehen bleiben würde, wenn man auszieht und es dem Verfall preisgibt. Guck mal da, das sieht ja aus wie eine Wasserschlange.
I asked
Ein
Edie once
Leviathan.
about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband.
Huh.
I
Okay.
was 6. It seemed like an odd joke to me, even then.
Hm. Interessant, woran die Leute das erinnert. Und warum ist hier alles voll mit den vermissten Anzeigen? Und dass sie nach mindestens 7 Jahren immer noch lesbar sind. Erstaunt mich doch sehr. Aber jetzt bin ich etwas irritiert. Anscheinend kommt man über diesen anderen Weg zumindest
As a
nicht
child,
auf
the
dieser
house made
Seite
me
an.
uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Ist jetzt 17? Okay. Jetzt bin ich irritiert. Ich will doch noch mal.
I heard something moving around in the garage.
Mir doch egal. Erstmal hier. Als würde ich jetzt in der Garage nachgucken, was da rumrumpelt. Das wäre wie in einem schlechten Horrorfilm. So, ich befinde mich hier an dem gruseligen Haus meiner Kindheit und ich höre Geräusche in der Garage und guck erstmal nach. Da hinten hat irgendwas geblitzt. Ich weiß nicht, ob das nur eine... Ah, hier ist der andere Weg. Schon gewundert. Aber ich will mich hier auch nochmal umsehen.
The
Wer
woods
weiß.
around the house have always been uncomfortably silent,
Alter Wege.
as if they're about to say something but never do.
Hm. Ach ja, hier war ich ja vorhin. So, dann gehen wir mal. Gehen wir mal. Dann gehen wir mal zum Haus, wa? Und gucken, was da so geht. Vielleicht ist ja auch nur ein Waschbär in der Garage, ne? Wer baut so ein Haus? Entspricht doch keiner Bauvorschrift. War eigentlich schön, ne? Mit so einer Terrasse. Ah, hier schön mitten im Wald. Mm. So ein Haus würde ich auch nehmen. So, zieh nochmal um. Ja, dann gehen wir mal rein, wa? Oder? Versuchen wir die Garage zu öffnen? Wahrscheinlich müssen wir von innen die Garage. Sieht nicht so aus, als ließe sie sich von außen öffnen. Ne. Blumenerde.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Nein.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Oh, ein Treppenlift. Ja, nu. Naja, hintenrum war ja auch noch eine Tür. Ich erwarte ja immer irgendwelche Jumpscares, wenn man durch Briefschlitze guckt. Ach doch, hier ist ja die Garage. Und schon hackt einem Wahnsinniger mit einer Axt den Kopf ab. Das hoffe ich auch. Ich hoffe, ich will mich auch nicht gruseln, aber ich dachte eher, das hier wird so ein ich finde Dinge über meine Familie raus Partyspiel. Ach, guck mal hier, Trick 17 mit dem Tennisball, damit man weiß, wie weit man in die Garage reinfahren kann. Irgendwas hat hier doch angeblich gerumpelt, aber... Hm. Hurra, Duct Tape!
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Ja, schade.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Tja, die sind offenbar echt einfach als über Kopf.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Tja, keine Ahnung, wo der Text hin ist. Da. Louis Finch. Das ist aber viel Geschirr. Hier ist noch mehr Geschirr. Dann haben sie auch noch beim
Like how
Chinesen
only one
bestellt.
restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
Ich finde das Größenverhältnis auch spannend. Denn, ich meine, sie hat durch die Katzenklappe gepasst.
Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Wisst ihr? Sie haben eine Katze. Kuchen. Ah, Apple Pie. Äpfel, Wasser, Lemon Juice, Zucker, brauner Zucker, Cinnamon, Nutmeg, Ginger, Salt. Habe ich jetzt eine? Ich habe kein Licht. So, gehe ich jetzt im Uhrzeigersinn oder gehe ich gegen den Uhrzeigersinn? Gibt es ja schon ganz schön viele Geräusche. So, was haben wir hier? Leben in der Zukunft. Barbara Finch war offenbar eine Schauspielerin.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
So. Ich meine, muss ja einen Grund gehabt haben, dass ihr gegangen seid. Fenster in die Garage. Der Rollstuhl und die Sauerstoff. Rollstuhl und Sauerstoffflasche der Oma.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Ah ja. Uroma Edie. Macht er ein Foto von so einem Ding? Das ist ja noch cool.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Das da oben scheint das Originalhaus zu sein. Oh. Ist aber eine hübsche Aussicht. Und da vorne ist eine Insel. Ich frage mich, ob man da hinkommt. Das sieht ja ein bisschen so aus, als wäre da was. Warte mal. Offenbar hat sich die Stream-Information nicht richtig aktualisiert. Ich habe gerade nochmal drauf geklickt. Vielleicht hilft das. Wow. Das ist schon eine coole Bibliothek, oder? Ist schon ein geiles Haus. Da Bücher, da ist so eine Leiter, über die man... Und da oben ist eine Galerie. Dann der fette Kamin und dieser Tisch, der aus einer Baumscheibe besteht. Gut, der ist ein bisschen lame, aber ich meine, wie will man den sauber halten? Guckt euch mal an, wie viele Rillen da drin sind. Nun denn, gucken wir mal hier. Ah ja, irgendjemand war wohl ein Soldat. Käfer. Äh. Oh oh, hier kommt man in den Keller.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Noch mehr Käfer. Große Käfer, Schmetterdinger.
Great Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Opa Sven mit mit einem Bigfoot im Hintergrund. Geil. Ah. Voll passend. Ah ja. Und denn? Ah ja. Jeder hat seine eigene Post. Können die nur so viel Zeug einfach zurücklassen?
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Hm.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Das sieht ja gut aus. Die Tür ist ja mal richtig zugenagelt und mit Bauschaum verklebt und mit einem extra Riegel. Echt jetzt, dass du dazu nichts sagst. Aber ich finde ne, alles ist eine Bibliothek. Optik gut. Das merke ich mir mal, wenn ich ein Haus habe. Nur denn, gehen wir mal nach oben. Ah, hier sind Babys. Ja?
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Sie versiegelte alle Schlafzimmer. Ja, oder eine Burg. Eine Burg ist auch gut. Aber es gibt so wenig Burgen hier in der Nähe, wo ich wohne. Diese Säge da oben. Guckt euch die mal an. Ah!
I
Ja,
spent
guck mal
a
hier
lot
mal.
of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
Großonkel Walters Zimmer. Das
I
hier.
think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Ah ja, das hier scheint das versunkene alte Haus zu sein. Und es gibt hier anscheinend Haie. Aber es sind nur die mit den Punkten. Die sind nicht schlimm. Da ist sogar das Schild mit den Finches.
Louis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Ha!
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Aber, also hier scheint es ja jetzt weiterzugehen, denn ich habe das ja mit meinem Schlüssel aufgemacht. Muss ich mal gucken, was es hier noch so gibt. Molly.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Okay. Von 1937 bis 47. Heißt das, da hatte jeder sein eigenes Zimmer? Und als sie gestorben sind, haben sie einfach die Zimmer versiegelt? Ist ja schräg. Aber eine hübsche Galerie. Haha, my friend Bigfoot. Ah, Barbara
Whenever people ask me
Finch
about my
hat.
family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Ah ja, Barbara hat in einem Film mit Bigfoot mitgespielt. Deshalb auch die Spieluhr.
Edie's father Odin built the original house.
Rudi. Aha, aha. Führt ein Kabel nach oben auf den Dachboden. Barbara. 44 bis
Barbara
1960.
was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Okay. Vielleicht hätte ich unten an der Tür auch nochmal gucken können. Ich glaube, da gehe ich nochmal hin. Muss da anscheinend gegenlaufen, wenn man guckt.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Okay. Also neben diesen 1 Milliarde Büchern, die hier überall rumstehen und rumliegen und in Schränken und in Regalen sind, gibt es nochmal eine Bibliothek, in der alle Finches, die je gelebt haben, begraben sind. Zusätzlich. Ist klar. Oh, Tausendfüßler. Tja, noch mehr versiegelte Räume. Calvin.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Okay, ist ja witzig. Guckt euch das mal an. Zimmer sind so unterteilt. In der Mitte ist ein Gang und dann rechts und links, je nach Vorlieben. Aber sich das Zimmer mit seinem toten Bruder zu teilen, ist irgendwie schon ein bisschen creepy. Das Ding ist auch so aufgeteilt. Eine Hälfte Calvin, die andere Hälfte Sam. Gregory. Warum sind die alle so früh
As a kid, I
gestorben?
just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Okay. Das ist anscheinend ein Badezimmer mit Plüsch in rosa. Sven und Edie. Ah ja, das ist die Großmutter.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Okay. Und dann versuchen wir noch auf den Dachboden zu kommen.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Gut. Dann auf ins lustige Zimmer.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Okay, ja. Milton hat es auch signiert.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Tja, das hier ist anscheinend das
I
Zimmer
grew
von
up
Molly.
looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
Ist wenigstens der Hamster nicht tot? Ah, guck mal, sie haben ihnen eine Klopapierrolle zum Spielen reingelegt. Oh.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Okay, eine rennt aus.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Hm. Bin hier drin anscheinend kleiner geworden. Sie hat einen Quallenstiel. Oh, Ameisen. Die leben vermutlich nicht mehr. Die Pflanzen sind auch alle tot. War der Schrank schon immer offen?
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here. Before my mom sealed the doors.
Ein Tagebuch.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. My Halloween candy was all gone.
Nein! Ich hatte ein...
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Okay.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Ugh.
I kept eating and eating.
Ah, noch ein bisschen Klopapier.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Ah! Alles klar.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Ich bin eine Katze. Ja.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Was ist denn der Blöde?
The babies were all gone. I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore.
Huh.
All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Miau. Komm her, Mama Bird.
I gobbled her up,
Miau.
and suddenly I was an owl.
Ooh.
First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits.
Ah, ooh. Wahahaha.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Was gibt's ein größeres für eine Eule als ein Kaninchen?
A mama rabbit.
Oh, ein Mama-Kaninchen. Nom nom nom.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
Nom nom nom.
And suddenly, I was a shark.
Oh, geil. Na dann purzel ich mal weiter.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper and it tasted really good.
Ja, wo ist er denn? Ah.
Grabbed on tight. And when I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Oh, ich bin eine Schlange. Nein, ich bin ein Tentakel. Oh, ich bin ein... Oh.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Wo muss ich hin? Ah.
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Oh. Ahaha.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Ha! Kloschlangen. Okay, wie... So, jetzt.
I got closer and closer.
I was back in my room.
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Alles klar.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Tja, Molly hatte ja schon Katzenohren. Ach ja, das ist die mit dem Katzen... Dingens im Bild. Da war eine Katze. Nein, ich will wieder rein. Ich bin noch gar nicht fertig da drin. So. Na toll, jetzt kann ich hier nicht mehr reingehen, oder was?
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Das konnte ich gar nicht alles erforschen.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Oh wow. Wir haben nicht nur für alle Leute, die in dem Haus mal gewohnt haben, einen eigenen versiegelten Raum, sondern auch für alle Vögel, die sie mal besessen haben. Und Saleguan. Auch eine Gedenkstätte. Oh, das ist so schräg. Shrine Sketches.
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Her room was like a museum.
Odin.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
Mhm.
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Ist gar nicht mal so so
Odin's
unverrückt.
daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Tja, Oma brauchte ihre Medikamente. Ach, das sieht ja witzig.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Über diese kleinen Zwerge. Ah, die Blaupause von dem Haus. Ja, da hat es jemand mit den an Gedenkschreinen.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Der Maulwurfmann. Der hat auch noch so ein Nasending.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
(1937) Sven Finch. So.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Oh, das Plüschbad.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Haha, okay. Gartenstuhl in der Dusche. Meine Güte, ist das rosa. Quietscheentchen. Boah, ein Plüschbezug fürs Klo, ey. There is a secret in this bathroom. Bei Sven und Edith Finch.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Alles klar.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Ein Schaukel. Elvin Finch. Kein Roboter. Dann. Milton was here. Couple turns land into a native haven. Es waren offenbar Zwillinge. Eigentlich auch eine coole Idee, oder? So diese Aufteilung von so Brüdern. Geschwisterdinger. Join and fight. Ich glaube, der war ein Fan. Odin Finch Nationalpark.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Hm. Mhm. Nein, ich will da noch nicht. Ich will noch nach da oben. Ins
I guess my
Kommandocenter.
grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Ha, seht ihr? Da ist noch Zeug drin.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Kaufen! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Und jetzt, hui.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Oha. Mann, Mann, Mann. Ja.
Calvin's
Ich
story
musste
sounds
auch
strangely
Schwung holen
familiar.
selber.
When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Wow. Nach der Beerdigung war die Hälfte des
Mom said
Zimmers.
Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Ja. Ich meine, dann musste halt hier noch drin wohnen, obwohl quasi alles daran erinnert, dass der Bruder tot ist. Ist ja auch irgendwie kacke. Ja. Gehen wir mal weiter.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Ha, hier sind wir. Ah, jetzt kann ich nämlich noch mal in Barbaras Zimmer gehen. 'Hm. 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 'Hm Nein, ich kann nicht mehr hier rein. Außer ein Mist. Eigentlich in Barbaras Zimmer ein. Das Zimmer von Molly. Ich habe da nämlich gar nicht alles gesehen. Ein Mist. Child Stars. Gehe ich halt jetzt. Hilton hat sich anscheinend hier auch umgesehen.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Witzig. My friend Bigfoot. Da wurde aber auch viel für viel Wind drum gemacht innerhalb der Familie. Ich meine, da oben diese Spotlights. Ist aber ein hübsches Kleid.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Birthday. Diese Uhr. Barbara.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Oh. Das überraschende Ende der Barbara Finch.
Here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
Oh, jetzt wissen wir, wie wir in den Keller
20
kommen.
minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
Oh, gruselig.
She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh.
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick.
So ein Idiot.
I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Nein.
Hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Kann der hin sein? Da ist doch doch nix.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Wow. Wow. Auch noch das Ohr hinten drauf.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Tja. Er hat die nur alle umgebracht. Warum leuchtet das? Das leuchtet gar nicht. Tja, da wir ja jetzt wissen, wie wir in den Keller kommen, können wir ja jetzt in den Keller gehen.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Mhm. Oh wow, hier ist die reparierte Stelle, wo der Typ runtergefallen ist. Ich bin natürlich erstaunt, dass ne, man nach dieser Story nochmal in den Keller geht. Aber, ach ja. Warum nicht, ne? Warum nicht? Vielleicht kann ich ja hier unten den Strom anschalten. Also.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Diese lustigen Baumscheibendinger. Ah. Eine Holzrutsche. Ben.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Ja, hier ist auch ein bisschen.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Wieso ist der an? Okay.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Alles klar. Erbsensuppe. Cereals. Alvin, serious.
If there's a pattern in all these stories,
Da hat aber jemand einen
I
guten
think
Vorrat
it's that none
angelegt.
of us has gotten very far.
Oh. So. Walter. Und seine... der Dosenöffner. Schön.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
Wow, 2005 ist jetzt auf dem Kalender.
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting.
Echt
I
jetzt?
have to leave. Well, I still can.
Hat sich da Bild hintergepackt. Meine Güte. Oh, ich kann da gar nicht lang. Wieso?
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it.
Echt jetzt?
I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Oh. Echt jetzt? Der versteckt sich im Keller, weil immer pünktlich um 12 die
Walter died when I was 6.
Bahn lang.
I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Okay. Ne? Die U-Bahn rauscht vorbei, das Ding rüttelt, er denkt, es ist ein Monster, wartet 30 Jahre ab und wird dann von der Bahn überfahren, wenn er rauskommt. Wenn das
I'm
nicht
sure
mal
my mom
traurig
was
ist.
trying to protect me.
Oh. Ha, witzig.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
Vielleicht ist er der Maulwurfsmann. Was haben wir denn hier Leckeres? Oh, Peanut Butter in rauen
I
Mengen.
don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
Und er hatte eine Müllgrube, in der noch Fliegen leben. Das ist ja wohl ein bisschen unrealistisch. Just so great.
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Tja, also die Bahn fährt hier nicht mehr.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Offenbar geht der
But
Strom
I thought
wieder.
you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
Hier ist das Monster reingekrochen.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Ja, zu Recht.
3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Ein paar Sachen haben gar nicht mal so kurz gelebt. Derpy, Derpy Junior, Burpy, Chirpy, Furpy, Lurpy und Zirpy. Zoe und Coco und Tucker. Shadow und Christopher und Bob und Oliver. Oliver war anscheinend ein Kaninchen. Bob war ein Hund. Schatzi. Bailey. Bailey war wohl auch ein Hund.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Oh. Molly. Fliegende Katze. Calvin. Sven. Edie. Edie hat anscheinend am längsten durchgehalten. Walter. Oh, da unten ist ein kleiner Mensch. Und Barbara.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Interessant mit diesem halb
She could see it
versunkenen Haus.
poking out of the water at low tide.
Ach, das ist das alte Haus da hinten auf der Insel. Man kann sich das sogar angucken. Was muss ich tun? Ah, das muss ich
Edie
tun.
said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Huh.
Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Gregory Sam Gus. Auch nicht so alt geworden, alle. Meine Güte. Hier sind noch mehr. Meine
She
Güte.
lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Sanjay Kumar. Wer ist das denn? Wahrscheinlich der Ehemann von irgendwem. Louis.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Da vorne ist die Schaukel. Was ich mich immer noch frage ist, warum sind die denn plötzlich überhastet in irgendeiner Nacht einfach abgehauen?
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Haha. Da irgendwo? Ist eine Leiter? Ich sehe gar nichts. Da ist eine Leiter. Kann ich auch das Fenster öffnen? Nicht. Ich halt die Leiter.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
So, was sagt denn die Uhr? Ich würde sagen, wir machen jetzt hier mal eine kurze Pause, so 10 Minuten. Und dann gehen wir wieder ins Haus und gucken, was es da noch so gibt. Was meint ihr? Klingt doch gut, oder? Flupp. Flupp. Da sind wir wieder. Ja, wir haben schon einige gefunden, etwa die Hälfte, ne? Molly, Barbara, Calvin, Walter und Odin. Das bin ich anscheinend. Und jetzt müssen wir noch die restlichen Leute finden. Glaube ich. Ich weiß es nicht. Würde ich jetzt mal von ausgehen, denn wir haben ja hier die Zeichnung ergänzt. So, alles klar. Dann gehen wir mal hier in das Ding rein.
They were both pretty intense.
Ah. So. Sam war ein US Marine. Gucken wir mal. Ah, ich bin wieder zu schlechteren Dinge aufzuklappen. Ich muss nach oben klappen. Ach, das war der mit der Kamera.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged. Not quite.
What?
Perfect.
Ah.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are.
Oh.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Und mache ich denn jetzt noch Fotos? Ah, ein Vogel. Schieb.
Aw.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely.
That's a keeper.
Der hat beim
Nothing's
Pinkeln
like being outside.
fotografiert.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Let's see. Maybe. Or was it? Could have been.
Ich fotografiere wild herum. Merkt man, oder? Oh.
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
Kaboom!
Great shot, Don!
Kapoing.
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Okay.
Sorry, Don. Just gotta reset the timer.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so...
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Oh oh.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Mhm. Wow. Das war ja gar nicht mal so.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Ja, gar nicht mal so cool, ne? Gar nicht mal so cool. Der Waffenschrank. Naja, war ja
Instead of
kein...
hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Ja, war kein schöner Tod. Schon gar nicht für das Kind. Wow. Kann ich eigentlich jetzt hier mal... Nein, kann ich nicht. Ich kann kein Licht anmachen. Airline-Ticket. Kai Finch. Zeug von Kai. Ja, nu? Nu? Ach, da ist eine Tür. Oh. You're ready to eat.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Pinch Control. Ein Mond. Okay. Ein Kinderzimmer. Gregory war anscheinend noch ein Baby, als er starb. Divorce Contract zwischen Kay Carlyle und Sam Finch.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
Echt jetzt? Das Baby alleine in der Badewanne lassen?
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw, it sure made him happy.
Boing.
Silly it sounds. That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish you could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything.
Ich bin ein Unterwasserwesen. Ich habe Schwimmhäute zwischen den Fingern.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Puh. Ja. Das war ein bisschen deprimierend. Und das Badezeug aufzubewahren ist auch irgendwie, naja. Teamwork. Wow. Hat aber jemand seine Kinder gedingst. Dawn und Gas. Ah, die haben schon ein bisschen seltsames. Warum ist hier kein Bett mehr?
I
can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
Gus. Ein
A
Gedicht für
poem
Gus.
for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Ich find euch blöd. Ich find euch blöd. Ah.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Wow.
The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Okay. Down. Whee.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Party! Haha. Na, wo geht's jetzt hin? Kann ich da rein? Kann ich nicht.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Ui, 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 ui.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Okay. Gus hatte einen Irokesen. Dazu sagen wir auch, armer Gus. Mann, Mann, Mann. Cuties. Crack Beer Baby. House Rules. Ah ja. Respect others. Okay. Wir haben einen Plan. Ein Evakuierungsplan, falls es brennt. Hier, der Notausgang. Naja, das sieht aus, als könnte ich da hochklettern.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time,
Ach, deshalb war
it
das
was as
Bett
far
leer.
away as she could get.
Die Bibel.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Hm. Überall diese Schreine.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Ah, Sanjay war der Vater. Fly to India. Hm. Dieser Computer. Call mom and grandma once a week. Ah,
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
okay. Ist nicht runter.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again.
Edith, Bill und Louis haben anscheinend hier Pflanzen pflanzen können. Aha. Minze, Thymian, Basilikum.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Da geht noch was.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Okay, hier hat jemand Homeschooling gemacht. Das Fenster ist mal richtig, richtig cool.
But it didn't last.
Odin Finch. The Curse. Bei Edith Finch. So. Ich habe also ein Referat darüber gehalten. Our Family Fiction. History Effect of Fiction. Louis Rules. So. Ah, hier habe ich auch schon die ganzen Verstorbenen aufgeschrieben. To Teach, to Learn von Dawn Finch. Aha. Schufu.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday. when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Das ist schon ziemlich cool.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
So. Er hat sich eine Tür gemalt und ist verschwunden.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom
Sachen
definitely
gibt's.
blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Louis.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room. Except Louis.
So. Der Louis war also so ein chillender. Und sein Zimmer war ein Boot im Baum. Oh. Ganz schön psychedelisch hier drin.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on. Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Wonderland Turbo. Ach, da ist. Ich habe mich gerade gefragt, wo der Fernseher dazu ist. Aber er ist da oben und er ist riesengroß. Ach, guckt. Er hat auch auf einem Gummiball gesessen.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
Ich weiß nicht, was...
wander.
So.
I asked him to describe it.
Ah.
He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. Things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
Ei.
But he found something more.
Oh my God.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Das ist gar nicht mal so, mit dem Kopf, genau. Trevor. Das ist gar nicht mal so einfach. Ich muss nämlich mit der Maus die Hand bewegen für die Fische. Und mit den Pfeiltasten laufe ich in diesem Labyrinth rum.
So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
Okay.
Made musicians. And songs for them to play.
Wie die sich alle freuen.
He talked about starting a band.
Kann ich auch da lang gehen?
And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
Ich bin ein
He
König.
held an election for mayor. And he won.
Wie bei Super Mario. Geil.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
Wäre mal Schriftsteller geworden.
The queen was on her own quest for
Regenbögen.
radiant rainbows.
Yeah.
He followed the sound of her
Silberharfe, jawohl.
silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Uh-huh.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Tja. Uncool. Das ist ja gar nicht das Königreichshaus.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Mann, 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 ich ahne Schlimmes.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Ui, 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 ui. Oh, yes.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Wie die sich alle freuen. Oh. Party.
Including the wise calico who insisted on advising him.
Die weise Glückskatze. Da ist sie. Wow. Molly. Oh, ich bin so happy.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
Das fischige Königreich. It's me.
Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Ab mit dem Kopf.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Ja. Mann, Mann, Mann. Was hat er nur für einen Unsinn gemacht?
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Well done.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Hurra! Na, wenn das nicht mal ein großes Dings ist.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories.
Hier ist ja ein Bett.
I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
History of the
Dear
Finches.
Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things.
Aha. Heinz Hirsch.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot.
Uiuiui.
We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive.
until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes and appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Aw. Diese ganzen Kinderbilder. Ja, das war doch erstaunlich. Tja, und wo ist jetzt Milton? Ich hatte ja irgendwie ein bisschen gehofft, man könnte den finden, aber oder herausfinden, was aus ihm geworden ist. Man kann ja nicht sein, dass Leute einfach verschwinden. Naja, mir hat's gefallen. Es war zwar doch ziemlich traurig in vielen Fällen, aber der Bigfoot. Auch so witzig. Übrigens bei dem Comic-Ding, da musste ich das ja auch selber steuern. Das war nicht nur irgendwie so ein Film, den man abspielt, sondern man hat da wirklich in allen Szenen und den ganzen Seltsamkeiten musste man selber steuern. Ich finde das ja voll süß, dass die da alle Kinderfotos haben von ihren Mitarbeitern. Und wir wissen jetzt auch, wer der Maulwurfsmann war. diese Bilder. Voll gut. Huh.